Hello, everyone. My name is Hersh Sanghvi, and I lead the sales, engineering, and customer success teams at NetFoundry. Today, I'm going to do a quick demo on how an OT product builder can bake in zero trust connectivity from NetFoundry into their products and really simplify how their connected products can connect back to their data centers, or your engineers be able to get into the products and do the troubleshooting remotely. So first off, let's start with the pain points. We have several OT product builders who are using NetFoundry secure connectivity today. And essentially what they tell us is before NetFoundry, there was a significant impact to how quickly their sales were able to demo their connected products, or their deployment team were able to deploy, or the customer was able to consume. And it all boiled down to the internal IT or security processes, which would sometimes take months and weeks to get the connectivity required by your products. That almost always results in high operational costs of managing the connectivity. Typically, a lot of our customers come to us having previously used VPN-based connectivities and really struggling to keep them up. And at the end of the day, it has an impact on customer satisfaction because the customer looks at the connectivity issues as the issues with your products or services. At the same time, typically results in a lot more truck rolls, sending somebody on site to solve issues that could easily be resolved remotely. Last but not the least, a couple of more points or pain points that our customers share with us is because the lack of connectivity could result in them not being able to launch new features, new services that would rely on being able to connect, either pulling data out of their products deployed in the customer's environment, or being able to remotely access those devices to be able to support them. And as well as compliance is coming down fast. For example, CRA, there are penalty-based requirements which mandate that your OT products must be secure and operate securely, even if the underlying network from the customer is not inherently secure. And lack of visibility due to lack of connectivity really makes it impossible to be able to comply with that. So here's my demo environment where I have a typical OT network, and with a IoT gateway on a separate network, an MQTT broker, and on a completely separate network, some SCADA system, as well as OpenPLC. When I say different networks, they could be either co-located in an air-gap fashion in the OT domain, or it could be in the customer's IT domain, or it could be offered by you as a service completely run off of your cloud or your on-prem data centers. The scenario that I'm going to talk through is me as a client, as a customer support engineer, working for the OT product builder, requesting access to some data, to some OT resources, and being able to get it securely in a moment of time without having to go through the hassle of working through the customer's IT departments. So first off, the NetFoundry platform, once you can log in, integrate with your SSO system, and your OT engineer has received a ticket, or your support engineer has received a ticket from the customer and determined that he or she needs access. So your administrators would have an access like this, where they can manage your entire business either on a single network or have multiple networks in a single pane of glass. But overall, everything boils down to a NetFoundry network to strong identities. So on my computer, I'm using a MacBook, and I have this NetFoundry software deployed as a support engineer. And then essentially, once I open the ticket is approved by my manager. And as soon as the ticket is approved, an API call gets made to the NetFoundry platform, which grants me access to this particular customer's environment. And as soon as the access is granted, within a few seconds, I'm going to get those policies pushed down onto my NetFoundry software here. By default, I get access to nothing. So even if there is many different resources across many different customers, by default, because of the least privilege access, I have access to nothing. And now, when the policy was added, I got access to some resources only for us, only that particular customer, and I can get to only these resources and nothing else. Another thing is I can use these literal names because there is private DNS built in, so I never need to know that what is the actual IP address, what is the actual domain name of the device in the customer's environment. So this is a nice another layer of security that kind of comes inbuilt with the platform. So now that I have access, I can go in, log into the resources that I need to, and really be able to look at the data that I need to. And once I see the data, be able to troubleshoot that, okay, there is a problem statement. I'm kind of seeing the resources for which the ticket was opened, and I can see that, all right, some data I'm seeing it, and I noticed that some search where I need to go and power cycle and maybe update a PLC. So I'm going to go to a second app, and really this is a use case of sending some command and control. So I'm kind of logging into my other app. I say that, okay, I need to update this PLC. I turn it off. As soon as I turn it off, obviously the live data is going to be stopped being reported by that particular PLC. I'm done updating it, making the changes. I go ahead and restart that PLC. And as soon as I restart, obviously the data is going to be start showing up live again. I'm done with my work. I go ahead and close the ticket. As soon as I close the ticket, another API call gets made, which revokes my access. So just in time, I got the access. And as soon as I was done, the access was revoked. And once the access is revoked, network is going to do the opposite thing. It's going to revoke my access. And again, I become blind to those resources. So even if I know where those resources are not going to work for me anymore because I no longer have access from the NetFoundry network. The same thing can be done if I did not have this particular piece of software installed on my computer, then the same resources could have been opened up for me in a temporary basis using a clientless approach, which we call a NetFoundry front door, but more about that later. So overall in this demo, I was able to kind of show you that you're no longer inhibited by the connectivity. You have full control once you embed NetFoundry into your connected OT products. You have full control without having to deal with the complex, lengthy processes with the customer IT team, the customer's network team, or the security team to get the access that you need in order to provide the services that you're providing to your customers. At the end of the day, it has a direct impact on your top line by being able to sell more and being able to get your customers to actually consume what you're selling them. Reduce your OpEx. You don't have to do as many truck rolls. You'll be able to support your products remotely very efficiently and with less number of people, obviously, because you don't have to hire experts to troubleshoot and maintain those VPN connections. Obviously, again, I talked about compliance. The incoming compliance is like CRA, so you'll be not only compliant with them today, but going into the future. At the same time, having secure by design products would enable you to kind of add new revenue sources like proactive maintenance, AI, ML driven types of functionality to your existing customers and grow your book of business. So that's all I wanted to share today. Thank you for your time and see you on the next one.